Hello, everybody. Welcome to Pearls of Wisdom. We have another dark moon already. And as I promised a couple days ago when I did my reading with the cards, so here I'm again, and I will give you some more information, and that is very much connected actually to the card reading. My experience is that there is always like a confirmation from the cards, and I was asked why I don't use tarot cards. Let me explain that quickly. Because the tarot actually is a path of initiation. And we have actually 2 or 3 even different games. The Joker is something by itself as a 0. And then we have the minor and the major arcana. And this is really the path of humanity. So also the way I teach it is more like that we look at the cards before and after, and then we see the journey of somebody. And I usually don't mix the minor and the major arcana together because they have a different meaning. Up to the king of the 4 different colors as we say. This is our mundane life. This is what we are doing. And then when we start with the magician, we start the real path of initiation. And it is like my teacher said, it's kind of embarrassing to bring those cards of initiation into any kind of prediction or stuff like that. And I agree, because my experience to interpret them as a good or a bad woman and all that kind of stuff, it doesn't resonate with me. So I prefer the Dakini Oracle, which is not so known and people don't have a prejudice about what it's supposed to be. But I can see the same results in both games. It doesn't really matter. But I also love the Dakini cards because of their very kind of dramatic collage they have. Okay, so let's go and share the screen now, and we look at the dark moon chart that is now, so we can see that the sun and the moon in conjunction is in Gemini. And again, please, I'm not working with Western astrology. Western astrology uses constellations that were in the sky 2000 years ago. Everything has moved in the meantime, and we are in a complete different constellation in the moment. And I think it's really important to understand the difference. And also like all these I am statements and that, because the I am statement is something that is part of creation, that we create our reality. So if you say, for example, with the sun, I am this or I am that, or then this is a principle that you create in your life, but that's not who you are. The sun represents your consciousness. You, as you divine being having a human experience, are not visible in this chart. This is the curriculum of your life, so you see the path of life. And if you look from this with the real star constellation, you can see a very, very clear path for your life inside of it. So we have, maybe I have chosen to say this because we have the topic of communication here. And we have moons, Sun and Venus in Gemini. And we have a Neptune ascendance, a double Neptune with retrograde Neptune in Pisces. And also the ascending node is in Pisces and Chiron is in Pisces. So Nat and Saturn in 12th house in Aquarius, 12th house is also connected with Pisces. So even though we have a connection together with Venus and Moon of communication, there is a lot of miscommunication, and there is a lot of veils and pretense and false flags and false information out there. And it is now up to us that we start to see what is real and what is not. I mean, when we look back in the last few couple years, we have seen how much falsehood is out there. And we can also see, in a way, it's funny, like that one half of the chart is empty and one half of the chart is everything there. So when we look from the side of polarity, there is still a part that is not visible yet, that is not, there is no activity in it. And this is still the hiding part that those dark ones are kind of working with, and the way they will not give up, and they will fight and go on fighting until the light takes over. And I had actually a comment somewhere that I made about people waking up, and somebody wrote to me that, oh, that's not possible, all I see around me is people still getting the shot and whatever. But now I want to give you this example too, because this is very relevant for here. Just imagine you have a conference hall or a stadium, whatever, with a few thousand people. And we need lights to illuminate that stadium or that whatever room, whatever it is. So let's just say, okay, I have a room, 1,000 people inside, and I have lights on the ceiling. So does it need 1,000 lights to keep that room light for these 1,000 people? Definitely not. Maybe it needs 20, 30, or 40, depending how strong the lights are, to keep that room light. And this is exactly the same principle. Like when you have a dark room and you light only one candle, the room is not any more dark. And the more people are shining their light, the more light comes up, even if for many people it's not yet understandable what is happening. But this is exactly what is happening in the world, and especially those who live in the darkness, they cannot see it because they have to avoid the light. So they don't realize, even if they might know with their mind, and here we come again, we have a mind construction here that is now falling, that is now not working anymore. We can see that in the last few thousand years, people have been brainwashed, what is called today social engineering. It sounds a little bit better, right? And this social engineering that gives us rules and regulations and tell us what we have to believe and how we have to behave and so on. But this is all connected with the mind. And the mind, like, it's coming into the when we have the realm here of the family, and the fifth house is also our own creativity, and here Mercury in Cancer, it is all to keep us away from our true feelings and to be just stuck in the head. And this is exactly also what the last two card readings were very clear about. Blow up your mind, and that Holocaust, that the eyes are flying out of that burning house, that we need to change our way to look at things, that we need to start to see behind the curtain and look at things not from the point of view of brainwash. And what I said last time also, we are not here to learn, we are here to experience, we are here to have an adventure. Of course, you are learning from experience, but what you are learning in school and how you are trained is like people tell you things you have to memorize that other people might have experienced, but not yourself. So this is not something you can know because you just believe something that somebody else has told you in school or wherever. And now this is the thing that is highlighted here now with this aspects also. We have this one trine going up to Saturn, and Saturn is the one out of the 12th house, out of Aquarius. And Aquarius is connected with Uranus, which is the spirit part of our human being. When we look at the whole circle, like when we are manifested born here in Aries, and Taurus is the first sign, then we experience life. And then the physical death would be in Capricorn. And Capricorn afterwards, Aquarius is when you are in the spirit world again, and you start to look at what happened, and you are getting ready to choose another life, another experience on this planet or somewhere else. That's not the question here. And when Saturn is coming out of Aquarius in this trine, the benevolent factor that we have from Saturn, who makes sure that these negative beliefs within us will die. And that is all those negative beliefs that are not our personal experience. So when you are wherever you are in life in a moment, you are confronted exactly what it is for you to experience, not learn, experience, but from experience, you automatically learn. I'm sorry, I have only one word here, and it's kind of difficult, but this is not mind learning, this is experience learning. Like the kid that burned the finger and never gonna put the finger on the hot plate again because the child knows that this is hot. It's not to believe, it's to know. There is the difference between knowingness and belief. So what is happening in us now in our, and when we have here the house of family and the house of creativity, it is connected both together, how, the family within us, because we are not just one personality here. When we are a spirit having a human experience and have had many different experiences in lifetimes before, then we have also ancestors, and we have a whole lineage of other spiritual and incarnated beings that are connected with our whole family. So when we have this here, it is like to take back our power, to reconnect, and again with Aquarius spirit, be inspired, be in spirit by those unseen and seen that are connected with us from other worlds, from other incarnations. And when I say other worlds, yes, I mean that they are beings from other planets that also are here to support us. And those who know me also longer, you know that I'm talking about that we are actually star seeds, and we are not original from the Earth. And our body is a genetically engineered body that some star races have seeded here millennia ago. So we also have DNA from the stars, and that is now the help that we get now is that reconnection with those beings there that are standing there, that are having the overview, like Saturn as the last personal planet represents the death, the soul in the underworld. The moon is hanging on the cross. So our journey being in the underworld is coming to an end now, that we can afterwards know things from our inspiration, from our heart, which I would say Venus represents the heart, from our consciousness that is helping us to see things from experience, and not anymore from what we have to learn and to memorize. Now we have Jupiter here, we have in Taurus at the cusp of the third house, which is here, this is communication. And we have here also the half square, which is a karmic aspect. Also this one is a karmic aspect. And here that you can see that there is still from past life experiences, they are shock experience, their habits, and especially the fear. A lot of fear is being brought up in the moment from people from when you look at what is happening outside. And I think it is really important now to make that maybe your mantra, that this is illusion, that the energy is all that matters. The moment when you are connected to the light. And again, maybe I tell you a short exercise. It's not really an exercise. It's just like you breathe into your heart and you see your heart as a golden light bulb. And with every in-breath that you have, you can even connect with the sun out there, and you grow that the heart center, the light ball, until you're inside of the light ball. And then you imagine that is sealed by silver like a mirror. So everything what is negative energy is being repelled. That is a very powerful energy that help you safe and keep you safe. And as one of my friends in my network just experienced, had an encounter with the police, a really rough one. Stay calm, just stay calm and don't answer any questions, and never ever say yes if they ask, could you understand? No, you do not stand under them, and don't say anything, but be calm, be quiet, and never agree with anything. So, and then just instead of getting angry or afraid or whatever, just focus on that light, focus on that light. I connect to the divine self, I connect to the divine within, and the divine that I am, like I am the drop in the ocean, and the ocean is in the drop. So once you do that, you will see that there is some kind of help coming, some kind of maybe even miracle will happen, that things will go well. Those people who are challenged or even put to prison or whatever bad things happen to them, this is only because they are in fear. They understand. And if you resist that, and if you are just focusing on your divine guidance, it cannot happen to you. This is very important to understand. I had many critical situations in my life, and I always did like this and came out very easy. And it's funny, somebody told me once that I will have some encounters with legal things, people at one or another point. And I did, and I always got out very easy in a way. And this is because I connected, and I asked immediately, angels, now help me. Because there were minor things that was not even really my mistake, but they try to get you, whatever they want you to submit. That's easy. They want to be on top of you, and you are under them. So understand, don't understand. It's also something good if you start in your language to not say that word anymore, say more like comprehend or understand, like inner, I understand. No, I understand inside. So when we have here also Jupiter now in Taurus, the communication has to go to another level. Jupiter is opening a new level, and that's what I tried to convey before, that also be very careful when you talk, that you listen to the language, because we are spelling words. Words are a spell. So we have to be careful what we use. And you might know that the legal language is completely different from our everyday language, and there are tricks in there that they use to get you to agree to stuff, and then whoosh, boom, they have you. And this is something that you can also find a lot of information. And one of them who was really good at it, he unfortunately is not with us anymore, that was Maxwell Jordan. I saw him many years ago. I was listening to Gaia a couple of years, and he was also having some videos there, and you can find some on YouTube, and it's very worthy to listen to what this guy has to say, so you understand the legal situations that we are in, and all that language that is connected to the law of the sea. So this is now a task that we have, that will see here we have the green line that will bring us step to more understand what is going on. But here we still have everything with this Pisces aspect. So it means that everything is still veiled. It is not at the surface. It's not in the open. They still try to hide everything. We get the real information still not on mainstream, even if more and more is coming through there, but we are not completely there yet. Although we can see that when Uranus is now Uranus has just entered here, Taurus, that there will be unexpected or even violent aspects happening on the physical level. I believe, and this is my input, that we have help, that if they send missiles or whatever, they will not strike, they will be disempowered, that we have really help from our other star families in the moment, that last stretch towards the ascension of the planet Earth, of Mother Gaia. And that ascension process has started about 100 years ago. And this is a slow process because it involves a lot. But we are coming to an end. We are coming to an end of this influence of the Cabal. We have here still a Mars, also with Uranus close to Mars areas. So there are conflicts outside. And all I can recommend you now in the moment, elevate your consciousness. Here, Sagittarius, move higher, be the priest, be the pontifex, the bridge builder from the higher self to the human self, to the avatar, the human body, and be connected all the time. Whenever you are going out, make that bubble of light or whatever protection you do for yourself first, and then go out so that you are connected and protected to the guidance of the higher self. And last video I talked about the helicopter. You maybe want to listen to that one if you didn't. There is a lot of very powerful information. And here with Uranus in Taurus already and Mars in areas, we will have conflict in this coming months, especially. And they are connected with past karma that is not yet resolved. And I think from my meditation, my perspective that I have is also that a lot of people need still that last wake-up call to see what is really going on. A lot of people are still like in a trance, transcending, the word transcending, trans ending. I saw that in a quote lately, and that really makes a lot of sense. So we have to end that trance, that those people can see what is really going on, because what is out there is not reality. This is like that false matrix that is put in front of the divine matrix where we live our divine life, and it has already fallen, but it is kept alive through people who are still acting out of old habits and of old beliefs, especially those beliefs. And these are the aspects that are connected with karma. And here we have Mercury with Pluto, that our whole human avatar, our human beingness in the false matrix has to go through the underworld, the initiation path of dying and being reborn, what Pluto and Scorpion represent. And here we have it in Capricorn, it's in the last sign. That is that dying of the old belief. Like when some people tell us we are hackable animals, no, we are not. It just happened if you believe it, and if you let them put all that stuff within your body, it will override your divine nature, and you become an artificial being, and you cannot think for yourself anymore. You are being fed a program. And I tell you that the divine human brain is much more intelligent than a programmed whatever it is, because a program needs a programmer first. So be your own programmer from the divine realm, and don't let others program you. And that we have again the same topic here. We have been programmed with brainwash for centuries, and now this is all coming down, that people find again who they really are, and they are divine being having a human experience. So when we see here from that material events that are happening, they are wake-up calls to catapult us into the topic. Here we have Sagittarius. This is connected with Jupiter. And I said the pontifex, the bridge builder, this is to move beyond the horizontal line. It's which the arrow go up to reconnect with the divine, with the unlimited intelligence that is within us. And I want to give you a sample again, that because people ask, what do you mean by that? I was at one point, we had to build a couple houses, and I grew up in a metal construction company and knew a lot about it. But there were a lot of things that are, I wanted to be an architect once, but at that time it was not, I was not able as a girl. And I was alone, and I had these workers there, and I needed to tell them what to do. And they came with some problems. Hey, ma'am, what we're going to do tomorrow, and blah, blah, blah. And I was kind of asking my upstairs team, I said, okay, look, there is this and this problem that we need to solve tomorrow, help me. So I just went to bed. I slept. In the morning, I got up, I took a piece of paper in front of me, and I started to draw. And I was always able to give them the piece of paper that they knew what they have to do, even if I did not really sometimes understand what I was drawing. They knew it. It was fun. So I earned my respect there. And so that was really kind of a very powerful experience. And this was one of the experience who really showed me that I receive information from things that I am not supposed to know. And even if I don't, like with my mind, I don't understand exactly what it is, if I give it to those people who work with this topic, they knew. So this will happen to you too once you surrender and once you ask. Like, you know, my daily mantra early morning is to my divine self, thank you for telling me what I need to know, guide me and protect me. So this is just a little bit saying to help to move forward, including the body, to tell the body to all the cells dividing now are aligned to the highest divine blueprint and not anymore to the false matrix. So that we start to change consciously on all levels, including the physical body. And here we have a huge chance. I love these trines. Of course, there are challenges. The challenge, what kind of challenge do we have? Is fear. It's always fear. It's fear-based that, oh my God, I cannot make it. Oh my God, I'm not good enough, and all that kind of stuff. Let it go. That is an old program. That is what you have been told for ages. And I know it's not easy to let go. And I still have moments that stuff come back up. But in general, once you start to really connect with the divine, here Sagittarius, if you really build that bridge to your higher self, you will know what you have to do. You will have the answers, even if you don't know where they come from. It doesn't matter. And then all this Pisces energy, and here on the other side, the Virgo, which is completely empty here, will bring us through that last veil, through that last illusion, and catapult us up into a higher realm. And we are afterwards not just anymore settled in our physical brain up here that is programmed, but we have the knowledge of the heart and of each of the cells in our body, which have also information for us and help us to be healthy and help us to be strong. And once you have surrendered in that way to that higher self, it will guide you, and you will not have much questions anymore, because your questions will be answered all the time and very fast. And sometimes it just comes like, woo, out of the blue, like an idea. Oh my God, yes, I never thought of that. And then I just say, thank you. And you can do the same. It's easy. You know what? It is much, much easier to be connected to the divine, to the higher self, than to have to know all these rules and regulations and what you have to memorize. This is why a lot of people start to forget things, because they have nothing to do with your life anymore. They are from the false matrix. I mean, that's why we need a lot of more sleep, because we are kind of rebuilt everything within us, including ourselves, are updated to a higher version of our human being, our human experience. I hope that helped you a little bit to understanding what's going on. And if there are some dramatic things going on in the outside, don't pay attention to all that political and drama stuff. That is just the game and the illusion. Look for yourself, that you have the light within. Take care of your bodies, take care of your family. Look that you have everything what you need to survive, for the physical survival. Get enough rest, but don't try to expand or whatever in the moment. Just look for yourself. This will help you to go through this transition. Okay, so I will do some written readings in between, you can find on my blog page. And then I see you for my next reading. Take care of yourself. Give me a thumbs up, and I see you next time. Bye bye for now.